Hey everybody, it is Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness. I have not done a YouTube video in months. One reason is because where I live, the Philippines, it's just too hot to do my cardio on the porch anymore. And the only room that has air conditioning is the bedroom, and the wife will kill me if I move the bike in there. So I don't really do as much cardio as I've been doing. Although, I gotta be honest with you, the jury's out on cardio as of late because I'm reading so much documentation that says that cardio is not all it's cracked up to be, just to sum it up. That it causes muscle loss, that the gains that you make are so insignificant. And when you think about it, it takes, you need to burn 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. So if you do that, if you do cardio every day for a week for 30 minutes, you lost 1 pound. And that really doesn't seem like it's worth the effort to me. So, I'd rather do it through diet and also training. When you build muscle, a residual side effect is that you burn fat because the protein burns the fat when it's building the muscle. So I'm going to go more that way. I've really been watching what I've eaten as of late, except for yesterday. I'll explain shortly. But, and again, I don't believe in any of those diets, keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, any of those. By the way, intermittent fasting, if you're trying to build muscle, why would you cut out the opportunity to continuously feed your system protein? Protein is a synthesis for muscle building. If you don't have a consistent stream of protein in your body, you're not going to build muscle. I don't understand why people don't get that. Eating once a day is just not going to produce it. Is it good for weight loss? Probably. Is it good for muscle building? I don't think so at all. So what I've done with my diet, and I hate to use that word, as I've said over and over again, I'd rather call it my food intake plan. All I've done is just tweak and modify. Everything is common sense for me with this. Salads, no more dressing. Steaks, I wish. Chicken, no more sauce. The only thing that I'm using is on my nighttime salad is 2 pinchfuls of salt. That's it. Otherwise, I have no sauces, no condiments of any kind, no dressings. Second thing, take all those bottles of soda and high sugar juices that you're drinking and replace it with water. Those are the 2 major things that I've done. A minor change that I made was switching from coffee with cream, because coffee is the only other thing I'm drinking right now besides the water. It is my one vice. I do have an addiction. I will have a headache if I don't have a cup of coffee anymore. So I've switched from coffee with cream and sugar to black coffee. And so how I've been doing? Well, in 3 weeks, I didn't step on the scale yesterday. I'll get back to that. This morning. I'll get back to that. And yesterday too, actually. But the last time I had weighed myself on Saturday, I was 97.8 kilograms, which is what I've been basically for the last 3 days prior to that, from 102.9 when I started this less than a month ago. So that's real good. You don't want to lose too much too soon, because guess what? It'll come back that soon. It needs to be gradual. And it has to be sustainable. That is so important. Oh, well, I lost this doing intermittent. Okay. Then when you go off intermittent, tell me what happens. I'll wait. It's the same thing every time. You're not different than anybody else, no matter what you think. No matter how smart you think you are. Your body's smarter than you. So somebody said to me the other day, well, your diet's good, Steve, and I said food intake plan, but it's not sustainable. I went, oh, well, that's really a relative word, because it's not sustainable to you. I can sustain. I can continue this. And basically, that's the answer. What's the best diet for me, Steve? The best diet is the one that you can stay on for the rest of your life. As a supplement salesman, people are always asking me, which protein tastes better, what flavor, what brand, and I always say, I don't know. I don't drink it for taste. I drink it as a tool. And that's the way I feel about food also. It's a fuel. Yeah, I like something that tastes good, but as long as it doesn't taste disgusting, I can eat it. And there are very few things that I can't tolerate. I don't like ginger. I like it in a dressing, but I'm not eating dressings. I like Japanese dressing, but I don't like eating a piece of it, like when it gets mixed in. I don't like that at all. And also there's this fruit called durian fruit in Asia, and it smells so bad that I wouldn't even put it in my mouth. But other than that, I'm not a fan of grapefruit either. That's about it. That's about it. So otherwise I'm fine. And if I do a cheat day once a week, usually Sunday night, that's enough. But let's go back to yesterday. At 3 in the morning, my wife woke up crying and in pain, and she tried to tough it out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, when finally I said that's enough, and I called her son. We took her to the hospital. We arrived at the hospital about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning on Sunday, and we stayed there till about 11 o'clock. The diagnosis was that it was an ulcer. Then we went home and she slept. But going to the hospital so early, I didn't have my morning coffee. I didn't have my egg white omelet. Another thing, just like things like this seem to happen in bunches, was that I was out of cooking spread. And that's really important to me because those are the things that I'm trying to tweak. So I couldn't, first of all, I didn't have the time because we rushed off to the hospital, but even if I did, I wouldn't have been able to make my 3 egg white omelet. So when she was in the emergency room, I quickly, with her permission, went downstairs and I had a cup of coffee and something else. I have some customers, so I will be right back. Eight ounces, 11. Okay, I'm back. So, while we were at the emergency room, I did miss an appointment with the client. I did notify her a couple of hours in advance. I haven't heard from her since. That's a side thing. That's her hang up. If my wife goes to the emergency room, it doesn't constitute an emergency. It's right in the name of the room. But whatever. And that just basically threw me off the whole day. Between not having my coffee, not getting my training in, not training my client, being stuck inside on a hot Sunday was all of it combined just threw me off the diet. Here it is now, Monday, and I'm right back on. But I didn't have the balls to step on the scale after all of that yesterday. Yeah, I didn't show it either. I told my wife I was going to stay home from work today and watch her, but I guess she didn't want me around and told me to go to work. When I had already planned out my workout, I was just about to start lifting when she said go to work, so that threw me off. My client was supposed to meet at 1:30, went to the gym, found out a class was being held in there. The gym's in our school, so we had to reschedule that. So now I've got to go home, and I want to get my workout in before I see the client. I always like to do that anyway. So that means when I leave today, first of all I have to leave on time, which I haven't done recently because of the barbecue. I always end up staying a couple hours later. But today I have to go in time, and I have to prepare and cool down and have a pre-workout meal all within 30 minutes if I want to get in my workout and then train afterwards. But thankfully, the cooking spray arrived in the mail. It's not something you can go buy in a store here. Everyone loves to give me diet advice and give me recipes. Oh, just buy this, just buy that. It doesn't work that way here, folks. I don't have access to it. I am in the most remote part of the Philippines that you can imagine. The nearest supermarket that has like upscale items is 9 hours away. There is a city, they call it a city, about less than 30 minutes away, but they just have staple products. They don't have anything for your diet. They don't have anything fancy. Everything is generic. Because that's the economy of this area, is that people are all on a budget and they buy whatever is within their budget. Their concern is feeding themselves and their family. It's not being proactive about health. People just can't seem to get that into their head. Oh, well, just go to the GNC. GNC? Really? Oh, well, just go to the Whole Foods. Whole Foods? Really? Sam's Club? No. Costco? No. Kmart? No. Walmart? Absolutely not. Although at the nearest shopping mall there is a Starbucks, but that's not my kind of place. So, I have been doing the resistance bands exclusively since January 1st. I've been doing them a long, long time before that, but I would mix things up. But I have not touched a barbell or a dumbbell or a pulley or anything since January 1st. July 1st, I'm going to reintroduce the free weights on a limited basis. I'm going to call it a hybrid system. Some of my biggest problems with the free weight is, one, it's not safe. If you are by yourself training in your back room, changing the weights is a safety hazard. Not having a spotter can be a safety hazard. So that's number one. Number two, when you only have one bench to do everything, changing weights from one exercise to the other is extremely time consuming. It doubles the time of the workout. Number three, it is so friggin' hot in my back room that it's really prohibitive. So today, my wife ordered for me online a rope handle for the triceps. That's the first thing. The second thing is, come the 1st of June, so I have a month to get it, I need a high-powered fan, and I'm not concerned about the price. The third thing, and this is going to take a little bit, but I need an independent weight bench. The bench that I have that comes with my whole weight set isn't adaptable to every exercise I want to do, because the supports when you're doing the bench press or a squat are so narrow that if you lay on the bench, you can't do anything without banging your arms on the supports. And I don't have dumbbells yet either, but that'll be the last thing I get, because I can use the bands as substitutes for the dumbbell. But I can't do an incline curl, which is my favorite exercise. I can't do either a lying overhead extension or a skull crusher because the supports will get in the way. There's just so many things. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is going to be a hybrid workout. I'm only going to use the bar if I can repeat that same position throughout the workout. For example, when I am doing shoulders, I can do seated presses when it's in its highest position. And then when I do shoulders, I do legs next. So I could do squats from that same high position, and I could do barbell calf raises. So I don't have to change the height. So that'll cut out. For chest, when I do the bench press, the flat press, I can use that same position for seated overheads. Can't really use it for Well, I could. Yeah, I'm sorry. Close grip I can, but I like to do a superset of close grips into skull crushers, but I can't do that. But at least I can still do those exercises. If I want to do that, I have to make sure that I don't preset the pull down attachment, because I will be using that for some of the tricep exercises, but if I turn around, there is a better chance that I can do it. We'll see. So that's more or less about it. There is some big news on the horizon, but it is not official yet. So I'm not going to make any speculations. I'm not going to announce something only to have to take it away. But when it's definite, I'll know. And when I know, I'll share it with you. Meantime, if you're looking for a personal trainer, I request strongly that you consider me. I am very experienced. I've been lifting for over 30 years. I've been a certified coach for over 5 years. I'm sorry, just under 5 years. So take that back. I study continuously every day, whether there's a certificate or a degree or anything involved in it. I'm still studying every single day. My schedule is flexible. My rates are reasonable. We can do it online. We can do it from your gym, from your house. Also think about some of the other products and supplements that I offer. Harder Than Last Time, HTLT, manufactured in Canada by Greg Doucette. Old School Labs out of the United States. They have some cutting-edge supplements. iHerb, Goalie, Toro Bands, NQ Sports, 99C.fit, where you can watch pre-recorded full session video training. It's a lot cheaper than hiring a private trainer. Membership is $1.99 a month. It's $99, excuse me, hence the name, 99C. $1.99 for the monthly membership, 99 cents per video that you view. You can keep the video that you have purchased for 6 hours and watch it as many times as you like if that's your thing. So I highly recommend that as well. Don't forget my 2 books, my autobiography as a professional wrestler, and my fitness manual designed for the everyday person. And working on the 3rd book about my life in China. So keep up on all the Steve the Teacher stuff going on. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions about any of the products or services that I've offered, please leave a comment. I'll get to it, I'll read it, and I'll answer it to you. I'll answer it for you. Been out of USA too long, I can't speak anymore. Anyway, stay positive, stay strong. I am out. See you.